Yo, what is going on YouTube? This is your boy Dan, aka aDrive. Everybody, guys, week 12 of the NPA. The New York Metapods are taking on the Orlando Magikarps in this all-star matchup here. I hope you guys are hyped. Definitely show your love with that like button down below if you haven't done so yet to show support for your Metapods, of course. You gotta make sure you go hard. We got Mr. Metapod somewhere. He's right here. He's ready to rock and roll, and of course, he's dancing in the bottom corner of the screen, so you could dance with him and go back and forth if you want. But either way, we're gonna be playing the Choice Specs today, who is a new coach in the NPA. Took over, I believe, Sonic Brawler's team and has the Orlando Magikarps now. They're combined 2-8 and we are 9-1, so we've definitely got the better start here. We are clinched for the playoffs, so if you didn't see the team builder, I encourage you to check that out. But I did go a little bit funkier this week, decided to bring Solar Beam, Sunny Day Entei, and of course a Sun, chlorophyll, Shiftry, and some other shenanigans, so we'll see if that works out for us. Our question of the day today is, we only have 1 week left. We have our final match next week, guys, so let me know if there's anything funky you want to see before playoffs, because this match and next week's match don't really matter a whole lot. I mean, obviously I want to win, but at the same time, we pretty much clinched our playoff spot and our spot in the division, so it doesn't really matter. We're good to go, so we're gonna have some fun, and that's the best way to play competitive Pokemon, is to just sit back and relax and have some fun. So let me connect with my opponent here, and we'll see how things go. All right, guys, we are connected here. I'm really excited for this match, man. As I said in the little clip there before, I'm really excited to try out Shiftry here and see if I can make it work. If you remember in GBA Season 4, I actually played Shitty Penguin, and I made some cool things happen at one point with a Volplume. So anyway, let's see his team here. He does not bring the Blastoise, brings the Kabutops instead, potentially to Rapid Spin. That's fine with me, actually, because, my homie Shiftry can put in some work there. Brings Golbat as well, so that's kind of a problem for Shiftry, but that's okay. We'll make it work. We've got other things. So he's got Golbat. I got the team written down here. No Dusknoir, that's fine. He's got Golbat, and he brings Kabutops. I mean, realistically, though, one thing is, we kind of put in some serious work with Thundurus here. Let me just kind of look at his team one more time. Breloom and Eel. He's got the Azu, the Lopunny, and the Kabutops and Golbat. Okay, so I see his team good to go. In terms of his leads, he could lead with that. He could lead with his little homie there. I think I should just lead with Thundurus, man, because if he leads with Lopunny, I just switch into a Moongus, take the fake out, and then switch again. If he leads with anything else, I just Volt Switch. So I really like that option of going with Flash Drive here, because I am so fast, and I know I could Volt Switch on anything, even if he a Breloom, stuff like that. I can go right into a Moongus, really kind of a non-issue. So I really like Thundurus as my lead here. So that's what I'm gonna go with. Having that Scarf allowing me to Volt Switch around, and he's got 3 Pokemon on his team that are weak to my Stab, of course. And with HP Flying, we actually hit 2 of the other Pokemon. So Thundurus actually can beat 5 out of 6 of his Pokemon on his team here, just alone by itself. So I mean, we're Scarf, so we are gonna be locked into our move, but nevertheless, still pretty epic. So we'll see what he's gonna do here. He's kind of running down the timer here. Just check Discord one more time to see if he messaged me. Looks like he picked his team in time, so let's get into this match here, Choice Specs. And again, he did take over this team, so he's a new coach, so his record might not be representative of his battling skills or anything like that. He actually only brought 5 Pokemon, so we're probably have to restart the battle here with the same leads. Let me just see if he messaged me. I didn't get my last one. Okay, same leads, start over. Okay, so we are gonna do same leads and we are gonna start over. He forgot his last Pokemon, so not a big deal. We'll both run, and we'll get connected here momentarily. So let me do a quick cut here, and we'll try this again. All right, so let's try this again. We already know what we're leading with. We know what he's leading with. We don't really have any options here. It's really the same thing. So he should be able to make his decision pretty quickly here, and we can jump right into this match now. Now, let me just run a quick calc here on Thundurus versus, what is this thing called? Kabutops. I don't really foresee him leaving a Volt Switch. I'm modest. Max special attack? Absolutely not. Unless he's like AV, there's no chance he's living a hit. So I get a free Volt Switch here, and there's nothing you can do about it. His best switch is going to be that Breloom or that Electros. Now, if he goes into Breloom, I have an easy opportunity to switch into something else. If he goes into Electros, I might have to go into, we'll go into Shiftry and force a knockoff right off the bat on that thing. I don't know, we'll see. But let's just go for the Volt Switch. I lose nothing by going for Volt Switch here. He's gonna stay in. He might be Focus Sash. He could be a Focus Sash lead. He is gonna be a Focus Sash lead, so that's fine. He is gonna get that Focus Sash now. Let me take a quick look here. What does this thing typically run if he's Focus Sash? I mean, I don't have priority on my team. so he's probably just going to try to get up his Stealth Rocks here. I know he's going to be physically offensive. I think Fungi is a good switch in here. We do resist his water type stab at the very least. If he does get his rocks up, I could just go for either a Spore here, I could go for a Clear Smog, Sludge Bomb, really anything. I think the Sludge Bomb is probably the best play to hit everything on his team. A Spore would be nice though, to potentially put something to sleep like that Golbat, which he could bring in right now. He could bring that Golbat in. I really lose nothing by going for Spore, but I'm going to just go for the Sludge Bomb here. He's going to get his rocks up. He's going to go for the knockoff, and that's going to actually knock him out due to our Rocky Helmet. So Amoonguss is going to pick up the first kill of the match here due to the Rocky Helmet. So Amoonguss kills Kabutops with Rocky Helmet. So kind of unfortunate that that's how things went down to start things off. That's actually not the best case scenario for me, because now I lose my Rocky Helmet, which made Amoonguss really, really viable against his Lopunny as a switch in, but not the end of the world. You know, it's still all good. Definitely kind of a bummer he got his rocks up that quickly, but here comes his Electros. This thing is most certainly going to be Assault Vest. I would really make a solid guess on. I could stay in here and try to hurt him. I could switch into Vesuvius here to take a potential Flamethrower, which could make a lot of sense. That might actually give me an opportunity to set up my my Sunny Day, which might be a little early game to do that. But if I could break down some holes, actually, if I could break some holes with Pinocchio, I can actually just kind of destroy him. So let's make that play. Let's go into Vesuvius here and see if he is just gonna go for the Flamethrower here. He's not gonna knock off. He could just Volt Switch as well. I do have some bulk invested into Entei. We've got 132 HP EVs, so we do have some bulk. This could give an opportunity to go straight into his Azumarill as well if he makes the Volt Switch play here, which would be a really good play. If he just goes for Volt Switch, it's probably his best play, but he would be risking taking one of my dual stabs on Azumarill, so that really might not be the best play. I think Flamethrower is very, very likely here. That would be the play that's standard, would be the Flamethrower. So we'll see what he's going to do. He does indeed go for that Flamethrower. Not too surprising. Based on that damage, pretty standard Eel. This is a great opportunity for me to set up that Sunny Day, though. Or I can go for a Toxic, and I hit everything on his team with Toxic aside from the Golbat. Golbat's not a really reliable switch in, though. It would be nice to Toxic this thing. It really would be, but I think getting that Sunny Day at first is the better play in case he decides to go for Knockoff. That'll give me an extra 3 turns of Heat Rock, or Sun, basically, if he does go for Knockoff here. I'd rather get the Sunny Day at first, then I can go for Toxic on either the Azumarill if it comes in, or the potential Eel, and I would guess after the sun is up, I should be able to live an Aqua Jet at this range, I would guess, unless he's banded. He's gonna stay in, most likely to go for that knockoff on our Entei here. That would be my best guess if he does. He's gonna go for the Volt Switch. That's fine with me. We're gonna be able to take that, I'm sure, no problem. But this does give him an opportunity to go into his Azumarill here, and Azumarill is gonna be able to threaten us out with an Aqua Jet. I'm likely going to just stay in, though, to be perfectly honest. Because I know, let's see, we have 1 turn of Sunny Day. That was the first turn that we just went for it. So I'm going to try to keep track of my Sunny Day turns. Azumarill makes the most sense. Here comes Lola, which is actually his Lopunny. Now, I don't really have a great response to this aside from just staying in and going for Fire Blast. I'm sure he's going to go for Fake Out here. Not a whole lot I can do, so I'm going to just go for the Fire Blast and let him knock me out. I do die to Stealth Rock entry anyway, so there's really no reason to save this thing, and I'm not going to go into Cresselia right now. Which, by the way, he doesn't really have an answer for Cresselia at this point already. He's going to go for that Fake Out, so I'm sure it's going to knock us out. And it does. He gets a crit, but it doesn't really matter. So Lopunny kills Entei with Fake Out. So now I could actually go into my Shiftry if I wanted to. Let me just cross off Entei. I don't think Shiftry can beat Lopunny at this range yet, because he's not weakened. And I'm actually not specially offensive. I'm physically offensive with extra sensory. So yeah, I can't knock him out at this range. I might be able to scare him out with Shiftry, but even so, he probably realizes I can't knock him out. So I think my play here is actually Cresselia. I could scare him out with Cresselia and just go for a Charge Beam here. There's really not a whole lot he can do if I go for the Charge Beam. He could potentially go into his Golbat and taunt me, but I can beat out anything on his team with my Cresselia. So I'm actually just going to go for that Charge Beam, or I make the double into our Shiftry here and try to get a big head off on that Electros, but he does have the potential to go for a Flamethrower, which would knock us out. So I really do like the Charge Beam play, because I could stall out anything from this Electros, even if he went for a knockoff. I know I could take any hits. So let's go for that Charge Beam, in case he decides to switch into something like either the Azu or even the Golbat. He's not going to go into Breloom. That would be a really weird play, because I could just go for a Psychic. So he's going to switch out here. And I believe that was, this is going to be turn 3 of Sun. So that's something to keep in mind. He does go into that Golbat, so I'm going to be able to get a Charge Beam off here. With a special attack raise, this could actually be really, really useful. 70% chance that we do get the special attack raise. So that's pretty cool. And now we're +1 special attack against this Golbat. And I do want to just kind of see if he was physically defensive or specially defensive. That Charge Beam should have done about 14 to 17%. He might actually be specially defensive. We actually knock him out with 2 Psychics at this point. But I really lose nothing by going for... I think I'm just going to go for the Psychic and try to knock this thing out. I am faster, so he has no speed investment. He could have tried to speed creep us, actually, which is kind of weird. In fact, I'm surprised he didn't do anything. But we're going to get a Spit F drop. Doesn't really matter. He's actually going to go for the Whirlwind, so that's why we didn't outspeed. I was like really confused as to why we didn't outspeed. But he goes to the Whirlwind, and he brings out Flash Drive. This gives me, I think that was 4 turns of Sun now. So we're halfway through Sun. Now, this gives me a free opportunity to just go for a Volt Switch. And if that brings out his Electros, that's totally fine. I'm really not worried about that. But he has not much, he doesn't really have much to take on Thundurus here. So either way, I get a free switch in to whatever I want. Whether that's, you know, Cresselia, whether that's Gardevoir. When Gardevoir actually matches up pretty well against a few of his Pokemon. So maybe Thunderbolt was the better play. No, I think Volt Switch is the right play, because I feel like he might try to save this thing. Because he could potentially roost up later. And it's very, very obvious that I'm going to go for an Electric-type move. He is going to switch out, so that actually works out. Most likely into Electros. Here comes Leech, that is his Electros. So we're going to be able to take this, and that's 5 turns right now. And it's really going to do very little. Unfortunately, guys, I really want Shiftry to do something. But I don't know how well that's going to work against this Electros. I can go for a knockoff. It's not going to quite do enough. If I go for the knockoff, it's just not going to do enough, but I do think that is our best play, is to go into Pinocchio here and go for the knockoff, because Pinocchio, the Sun is only going to last for so long here, guys. It's only going to last for so long. So as much as I wanted the homie Pinocchio to put in the finest, maybe he's not fully HP invested. Maybe he did something different. I don't know. Maybe he put his investment into special defense instead of HP. If he didn't, maybe we can knock him out with a knockoff here. I'm going to give it a go. Actually... hold on 1 second here. If I get a crit with Leaf Blade, if I crit Leaf Blade here, he's at about 90%. Leaf Blade can do 57, so let's say 60. So Leaf Blade with a crit would knock him out. Do I lose anything by doing that? The problem is, if I don't knock him out, I guess Gardevoir Revenge kills him anyway, right? I believe Gardevoir does just Revenge kill Eel if I don't get the crit with the Leaf Blade, which is a high crit move. Psyshock does Revenge kill. So I'm going to go for the Leaf Blade here and hope I get a crit. So Pinocchio can live another day. That's my goal, because knockoff won't knock him out. And it looks like we're just going to be a little shy. If he goes for the Flamethrower, he'll knock us out. He does go for the Flamethrower. So Eel Electros kills Shiftry with Flamethrower. So kind of a bummer there. I really wanted the homie Shiftry to put in the finest, but it's not going to happen today. This is a free opportunity for me to go into my Arwen here. I can actually trace his Levitate. Not like that's going to do anything for us, but I guess it's cool to say, right? So I get to trace his Levitate here. And now that this thing is pretty much dead, which is very nice, that really opens the door up for Thundurus to put in a ton of work. In fact, he has very few switch-ins. It's getting to the point where I'm almost able to click HP Flying and put in a ton of work against some of his Pokemon. So I'm going to go for that Psyshock here, as he really doesn't have a reliable switch into this, and I will outspeed this thing. Outspeed everything on his team aside from Lopunny at this point. I know I could take a Mach Punch despite the fact that we're super frail. So either way, and Amoonguss does have some use still, even without that Rocky Helmet. Can switch in on Azu. I guess the biggest thing that messes me up right now is some sort of variant of SD. Actually, even SD Breloom isn't that scary, because he's not going to be able to kill Thundurus with a Mach Punch anyway. So I guess it's really not too bad. Belly Drum Azu is very scary, though. Belly Drum Azu is very scary. So we have to kind of keep an eye out for that. Simply because it's just a very good Pokemon. And after... yeah, Belly Drum Azu, if he has Ice Punch could actually sweep us at this point. So there's a couple things we have to keep in mind there. But either way, Golbat's almost dead. Electros is almost dead. Azumarill and Breloom and Lopunny are all still full. So we have a couple different options here. I don't know what he's really thinking about here. He's going to switch out and save this Electros. Maybe going into Azu here. He's going to go into Azu. I don't understand that unless he's Scarf Azu. Really not much of a reason to go for that. But we're going to go for the Psyshock here. That's going to do just over half to him. And he's going to activate his Citrus Berry. So at least I know he's not choice banded. And the Sun, I think, is going to be up for one more turn. The Sun is still up. So I actually just get to go for Thunderbolt. I lose nothing by going for Thunderbolt right now because I can probably live in Aqua Jet because the Sun's up and I know he's not banded. So I'm just going to go for T-Bolt here. And I'm pretty sure this should knock him out. And it does. So Gardevoir picks up its kill. Not bad. Gardevoir kills Azumarill with T-Bolt. I really don't understand that play. Not really sure about that play at all because he just lost one of his biggest offensive threats for no reason. Like, Electros wasn't going to do anything. I don't know why I'm not trying to hate on the dude. Like, I don't know what his thought process was, but I don't know why you save Electros and Golbat in those two situations because it's not like we're going to run out of time here. We got 48 minutes to go and I'm making my moves pretty quick, but I just don't understand that play because Azumarill is one of his most effective Pokemon now, especially, you know, I mean, yeah, it's got a tough time with Amoonguss, but I just feel like Eel at that low of health, as slow as Eel is, just is very, very challenging for that to be very effective. But either way, here comes Lola. Now, what I'm going to do here is because I'm expecting a Fake Out, I'm actually going to go into our Amoonguss to take the hit. I'm going to allow Amoonguss to come in here. To potentially take a Fake Out, and then I'm going to probably switch into our Cresselia, which is a little bit more bulky. I mean, I guess at this point I can almost just let Amoonguss go down too. It's really, you know, now that the Azu's gone, it helps. So I actually think I could live a return from this range. And oh, my Rocky Helmet's still there. Wait, why did? Oh! I just remembered. If Rocky Helmet gets a kill from knockoff, it doesn't actually knock off the item. So I totally forgot about that, but that is actually incredibly awesome. The fact that does work that way. I get to just go for Sludge Bomb here because even if he went into Golbat, I lose nothing. I could go into Cresselia, which might be the better play. Let's actually double into Cresselia because there's no way 2 returns are really going to do anything to me. It's not like I can't like switch around this thing. I'm going to go into Cresselia here because he probably realizes his return isn't going to knock us out. He's going to switch most likely into Golbat. And he does go into his Golbat here. So this gives me an easy opportunity to just click Psychic. I mean, he's running out of options here because Cresselia kind of just wins at this point. I'm probably going to go for Charge Beam because Charge Beam plus Psychic will knock him out after Roost. I guess 2 Psychics would do the same thing though. Maybe I should just go for Psychic. Let's just go for Psychic. Let's do that. Let's just go for Psychic. He should outspeed us, but there's really not a whole lot Golbat's going to do to me. He could Super Fang me, which would be a really cool play, but since he has Whirlwind, I don't think he's going to have Super Fang. He could have Toxic or Poison Fang. Either of those would be really neat. He's got the Super Fang. Look at this guy. That's awesome, man. I love Golbat with Super Fang, guys. It's such a cool Pokemon. But that's actually going to really help him out. That was a great play because now that makes my Cresselia a little bit more vulnerable to a couple other Pokemon. But Cresselia is going to pick up a kill there. Kills Golbat with Psychic. And now we're kind of in an interesting spot here. Lopunny is definitely not going to be that effective because after I weaken him just a little bit, I think Thundurus just beats it. Thundurus just wins pretty soon with HP Flying. Let me just double check Mega Lopunny. But I think actually we just win with Thundurus. If I bring it in and click HP Flying, we just win. Yep, we win. If I just bring in Thundurus and click HP Flying, this game's over. Because Breloom can't take it. Electros dies at the health it's at, I'm pretty sure. And I could take 1 hit from Electros anyway, I believe. I think I would knock it out at this point. It's actually really low. Maybe I wouldn't. Maybe on a switch in I would. HP Flying, it says about 15%. Here comes that Breloom, which is the one thing I'm really fearing right now. I don't want him to set up on me, so I'm just going to go straight into Fungi. I lose nothing by doing this. He can't put me to sleep. He can't go for his 2 stab moves are pretty much useless, and Rock Tomb's not going to do anything. He does try to attack me. It's not going to do much, and Breloom doesn't really have much for coverage, I don't think, to hit Amoonguss very hard. I don't think. I'm going to double check here, but I made my play anyway, so my play is to Amoonguss. Let's see what he's going to do here. Do take rocks damage. He's going to go for Swords Dance, so he is SD. Nevertheless, despite the fact being SD, I don't really think there's anything that he gets that can hit me super effective right now. I'm pretty sure, and even after SD, like I said, the big thing is that, Breloom, let me just double check if he is SD. The big thing is that I know I can live hits with the other stuff, so I just go for Sludge Bomb here. His special defense stat is so low. He's actually gonna go +4 here, so he's gonna take a pretty big chance to live this Sludge Bomb, because actually, this Sludge Bomb should knock him out unless he's got a ton of bulk investment. This actually should just OHKO him. And he lives on the Focus Sash? Yeah, but that's the thing, you can't make contact with me. And the poison, and he's dead. Oh, that was wonderful. That was wonderful. Amoonguss kills Breloom with Sludge Bomb, poison. Oh, that was just beautiful. He brought 2 Focus Sash users. But here's the thing, I do just want to clarify that made 0 difference, because if he attacked me, he would have totally died no matter what. Even at +4, like, Mach Punch doesn't do anything, and if he makes contact with me, he dies. And it was a 99.9 or 99.2 to 117 chance to kill, so that thing was definitely gonna knock him out. The other thing, what was I gonna say? Oh, if I, just out of curiosity, Breloom versus like +4 Breloom, I don't think a Mach Punch would even do much. +4, actually, +4 Breloom's Mach Punch would knock out Thundurus, so that is actually a very interesting thing to note. Very interesting thing to note. But I'm just gonna go for the Sludge Bomb here. I should have probably went for the Giga Drain, but he's gonna go for the Flamethrower. That's totally fine with me. I know I'm gonna eat this. It's really not a big deal. Amoonguss could totally live that. Hit him with a Sludge Bomb, and we're good to go. So Amoonguss picks up its 3rd kill. Kills Eel with Sludge Bomb. And we win right now. Thundurus picks up the last kill and wins, basically. Now, it's a matter of whether I care about differential here. Differential does matter in this league. It does. But I think I'm going to let one of my Pokemon go down. I think that is my proper play. So I shall click Giga Drain, and he's going to fake out, or he might just return here. He's just going to return. That should knock us out, I would guess. Tell me we're going to... Oh, God, we lived it. The Rocky Helmet. I don't think we're going to live another one. But we do a good amount of damage. That did so little. Is he not max happiness? Like... Very confused about that. All right, well, I really want to get the 4-0 instead of a 3-0, so I'm gonna go into Cresselia. Either way, I didn't expect to live that. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna go into Cresselia, and then I'm gonna click Psychic, and we should win at that point. Because I still have my lefty, so I think I could live 2 returns. Let's keep it. I want to see if I could live 2 returns here. I am max physically defensive, so I figured if Amoonguss could live that hit, then Cresselia could probably live 2, but maybe not. He's gonna actually Ice Punch here, so maybe he predicted me to switch there. That actually works out in my favor because it does allow me to live the hit. Now the problem is can I live another one? I highly doubt it. I actually don't think we can. I don't think we can live a return, but we're gonna find out. I'm gonna click Psychic here. If we live the return, then we knock him out. He might not have been max happiness. I think that's the problem. When you gen your Pokemon, a lot of the times you actually, when someone gens your Pokemon for you, they don't end up max happiness. This might not actually be max happiness. It's not. That's not max happiness. That should have killed. Psychic's gonna knock him out, and that's gonna be the game here. Cresselia picks up the final kill. Cresselia kills Lopunny with Psychic. So Amoonguss picking up 3 kills, and then you know, Gardevoir picked up a kill, and then Cresselia picked up 2 kills. And we're gonna pick up a 4-0 over the choice specs here. So props to him, by the way, for filling in on that team. I know one of the coaches dropped out, so always a tough situation when you gotta fill in for someone, but he took the team, and it's kind of not a good team. I'm not trying to hate, I'm not trying to be rude, but the team itself lacks some depth, as I said in the team builder, so really not his fault. He kind of, you know, again, all I can say is a lot of props to Choice Specs for taking on a team mid-season, because that is not easy to do, and we just really had a good matchup this game, even with, like, he had nothing for Cresselia, guys. Like, he had nothing on his team that could beat Cresselia, aside from maybe like a banded Azu, but I had T-Wave to stop that, so really wasn't his fault. You can't hate on the dude. So I encourage you guys to check out his channel, of course, which will be in the description below, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this match. We are going to move to a nice, what are we now? We're 10-1 now? 10-1, so let's go win this season. Let's make it 11-1, and then we're going to win the championship. That's my plan, baby. Let's do it. And we got some tough competition, though, in the playoffs. Chris Govain and a bunch of other guys, so it could be pretty interesting. But anyway, that's going to be it for me, guys. Show you loving that like button down below. Subscribe if you're new. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.